Welcome back. Welcome back. One more day before we close out the week. Technically, it's the weekend, right? And before we get out on Monday and all the shit you have to deal with and all the stuff you have to either shovel or have shoveled upon you, we want you to at least walk away profitable, at the very least. So let's hit it. Couple of leans based on the end of the night, as far as when we're recording this. A lot of stuff may not be out there, but early on, the juicy stuff, we got you. So thumbs up, subscribe. You know the drill. That's all we ask. Look at this. We're going to give you 2 free months of Odd Shopper Premium Discord. Oh, all you need to do is sign up at BetMGM. That's it. That's all you need to do. It'll take you 60 seconds, by the way, to sign up. 60 seconds. You can use the promo code OS Insider. 21 or older. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now let's run. You want to gamble? Let's gamble. You want to gamble? Let's gamble. Because, actually, that's not where we're going to start. How about we start here? It's the early game. You just want to blow past the Peacock game. Why? Wait. What's everybody afraid of? I don't want to miss this. This is great stuff right here. We're going to go under 9 in the Peacock game. Look, you can say whatever you'd like about the pitching matchup and how exploitable either Hunter Green or Severino may look in this ballpark, but you're not going to see as much expected offense. Not in this game. Look, it's going to be both of these guys. People are not crushing the ball against them. Working runs, that's fine. Both Severino and Green have high K rates, 29.8 for Green, 27.7 for Severino. Like Severino's pitching to contact well. Just because they are in Cincinnati should not mean anything to you at all. In fact, what do we tell you about these games, these Peacock games? And you're getting probably just a half a run, maybe, because it's in Great American Small Park. So let's roll here. We open things up with, I think, an easy one. And that's just under 9. Now we can get there. Now, because you're anxious. You want it. Somebody wanted to talk about this game. Not me, I can tell you that. I want no part of this shit. Well, enough to take Arizona minus 130, I would say that. That's where I would want a chunk of this game. Hey, you've got a pretty fair layout here for Rosie Contreras, right? Now, Contreras runs like it's just a rough one. There's one thing he could do, Contreras can do, and that's keep people off the base paths by, if it's like pitching to contact, creating some sort of double play. But other than that, just forget about it, right? Just absolutely forget about it. Now, Merrill Kelly is pretty good. Walk rate, I don't even give a shit right here. Merrill Kelly has a pulse. He's better than Contreras. So I'm going to roll with Kelly. I'm going to roll with Arizona on the road. Know that I'm not going to falter much with, there's a road pitch or anything that I have to worry about there. No. This is way more about targeting the better pitcher. And really Arizona, who should be able to step in. There aren't a ton of Ks. There really aren't many Ks at all consistently in here. So, now, come on. What are we talking about? What are you and I talking about here? We go Arizona minus 130. Next up, give me some runs. Just give me some runs, and nope, you're not getting that out of me. Nice try. You know what I love about this one? Absolutely, just positively can't help but sink my teeth into it. The pitching matchup where you've got Walker, who is so hittable. Here comes Chicago in this game. Like, who cares about the series? I'm not worried about anything other than this one game. That's it. That's all we focus on here in these leans and locks. Just give me this one game. And in this one game, honestly, like, I think you start to look at, well, maybe it's me, but I don't think that Walker has anything. Low K rate or probably average K rate. High walk rate, not good. People are hitting him. People are hitting Taijuan Walker. That has been the MO of Walker this year, is that people will hit him. All right? You're going to get that. Now, the other side of this is Justin Steele. Justin Steele has been dominating to a certain extent, but the Phillies are going to get around unless you're striking out. If you're not striking out, it's going to be even more difficult to beat this team in South Philly. Look, on the road, it's a different story. I get it. But Philadelphia at home, those bats will start turning on steel. All of a sudden, that mediocre K rate is going to come back. It's going to hurt you. It's not going to be consistent enough. And that's why we would definitely go over 9 here in this game. And again, a lot of it is the weather. It's supposed to be beautiful out here in Philadelphia. So let's play the weather, shall we? YRFI in the house. Hopefully you're watching these videos, cuz. Are you watching these videos, cuz? Are you? But seriously, like, are you watching the NRFI videos? I don't know. We're doing them. We had a pretty good stretch. We had a pretty good run. In fact, we went 3-0 again. Man, you better check these videos out. We just went 3-0 for 2 straight nights, and we finished the first week 13-4. Wow. And you don't think I know what I'm talking about when I'm giving you out an RFI right here? It happens to be YRFI. Let's roll. Let's roll. Crank it up here. Detroit, Washington. Okay. The narrative, the script, it writes itself. You don't need to have Adam Silver write this thing. Detroit, Washington. You've got Wentz, Joey on the first side of it, on the top end side of it. And Joey Wentz just offering very little, just very little. This guy should be giving up contact base runners. Josiah Gray's a little more challenging because while he's pitching to contact rather successfully, it's a combination of well, how much of it is he hasn't had to require a higher K rate and get out of jams, or simply that 20 to 9.8 K to walk rate, respectively, hasn't bit him significantly. I would think that it's the latter. I would think it's a matter of time. And while Joey Wentz is probably going to be the culprit, let's not look at this any other way with Josiah Gray, that he's got potential, absolute potential. Walk a guy, get in a little jam here. So, yeah, we're good. And I think that's why you start to look at these RFI plays, especially if it's a YRFI play, and find some value in attacking that first. Whoa. Hold on a second. Seattle minus 110 to Atlanta's minus 106. This is a tight baseball game with Seattle on the road. Like, look at that. The run line's one thing, I get it, but you've got a 9-run total, and the money line is essentially equal. Now, it's not for VIG purposes. I get it, all the other good stuff. But in this case, that's a pretty tight game. So what are we missing here? George Kirby's on the mound on one end. You got Jared Schuster, who is just atrocious. So right away, Seattle makes sense that they would be favored. But here's the thing. Well, Kirby's got a lot of flash around him, right? Like, he's not walking anybody, so he's getting up and down innings fine. There are very little hard hit baseballs against him even on base. Like, we wouldn't play an NRFI or whatever here. But here's the trick. Here's the rub when it comes to Kirby. He's not striking guys out at a good clip at 20.3. And the opposing batting average just hasn't been great. Meaning, like, okay, look, he's not one of the worst ever, or he's not one of the worst in this game right now, I should say, as far as starting pitching. But it's not enough. It's enough to raise an eyebrow to say, all right, well, if you do get into a little jam, we're going to add on a little bonus lean here. We also like Matty Olson to go yard. Shop it, use Odd Shopper. If you're not an Odd Shopper, that's why we have the tool there for you. In fact, you can find home run value. I know it's crazy hard to do so. Plus EV bets that are home run bets, we find them for you. Okay? They're on the Odd Shopper premium tool. Just giving you that because that's where I think Olson resides as a strong home run play involved in this win. Dare I even say destruction. But Atlanta run line will take the plus 1.5. We'll lay the minus 164. If you think you've got the stones to combine that with Matt Olson in the same game, then go nuts. Go nuts. Baltimore, we're going to attack the run line again here. And A lot of this is simply just where we find Toronto and Gosman. Gosman came off an absolute destruction fest last time out. There's not much to point to. Dean Kremer is disgustingly awful. There just isn't much here. On the surface, the pitching matchup is just insanely in favor of Kevin Gosman. So what could possibly give? What truly could possibly give? Let's see who's out there. Let's see for Toronto who's truly out there in lineup, in spirit, right? All of that. Because you might have a little bit of a squeeze. You might have just a small amount of squeeze. And here's the thing. At minus 160, this is a necessary parlay piece like the game we just had. So those two would be essentially parlay pieces where you would take both of these games and be able to roll with them. But in this case, the play would be the Baltimore Orioles run line. And you're just kind of hoping and living on a prayer that Dean Kremer doesn't get pulled after one. It's not likely, but it's possible. You just kind of have to say that. You just for the purposes, the technical purposes of what we're doing here, you kind of have to say that about Dean Kremer. That's all I mean. All right. Rays hosting Milwaukee. Whoa. Okay. You see this? Under first five, the total runs, first 5 innings. We're going under that. And this does have a lot to do with the pitching matchup. So Peralta versus Beeks. That's the pitching matchup. And you don't really worry about Peralta's walk rate at 9.6. Yeah, Jalen Beeks is a concern with his 19.6 to 10.3 K to walk rate. That's fine. That's a concern. You want to be upset with that. You want to be concerned. You don't want to bet it. You want to stay away. You want to pass. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you anything other than Freddie Peralta he's an out. Like he may squeeze by and walk a guy, but doubtful that it would come in the first inning. And Jalen Beeks, look, the Rays are sending a guy up here who hasn't needed to strike people out, hasn't needed to avoid walks. He still is pitching to an insane opposing batting and slugging percentage. Like it's just ridiculous what Jalen Beeks is doing, despite not getting those Ks, not getting a ridiculous amount, K rate super high. That's just not the case here. So we love first 5. I mean, think about that. You're taking the first 5. That's a hell of a sweat right there. That is our play. First 5 total. All right, we keep it moving here. Houston in Oakland. Well, I just can't imagine that there is any value at all in taking a baseball team 3-1, that they would have to be this bad to be a 3-1. Like this is an utter disgrace. This is way worse than tanking in the NBA or whatever the hell people wanted to get upset about in the NBA for. Like, no, sir. You want to get rid of something like that, that's one thing. But this is just an affront to fans in professional sports. You know this. But we're going to get some offense. But we're going to get some runs. We're going to push through. We're going to get 9 runs. That's all we ask for this afternoon. 9 runs. Let's see what the matchup is. Okay, JP Sear screwed us on one of the parlay videos. S happens. It's a mandatory thing to understand here. But let's look at this, though, from just where we are with the pitching matchup, I guess, first. And then you can kind of look at it again. But Caprillion versus, I mean, come on, Framber Valdez is on the hill, folks. So what's going to give here? Well, James Caprillion is hit. He is a hit. He is a living, breathing hit. He's a poor man's version, right? We'll get the Framber, who's fine. No worries with Framber. Although, look, at some point, you're going to be able to hit Framber. Second, maybe third time through the lineup, you're going to be able to hit the guy. So that's happening. So, I want to look at everything big picture here and say that Oakland can get me 3 runs. That Oakland, second, maybe third time through the lineup, able to connect take advantage of a lesser opposing batting average for Framber Valdez. On the other side, I mean, this guy here for Oakland, it's bad. It's not as bad as it gets. I don't think it's as bad as it gets, but man, this is just not good. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to jump on that either, because over 8.5, you're going to get 6, maybe 7 from Houston alone. Alone. No, come on. Again, I think that there's so much value in just taking them in that first frame there, or looking at it from an over standpoint. And that's what I gave you, over 8.5. All right. How about this? We're going to go Kershaw over K's. We're going to build a little K ladder. I'd like you to build a little K ladder here. If you want to go 2 rungs, that's fine. You want to go 3 rungs, that's fine. 4, you may want to stay away from, just because we don't know if he's going to get the stretch and the inning opportunity to be out there for that many. But there's a pretty good shot that Clayton Kershaw comes into this sucker and is able to put some immediate pressure on St. Louis. And I wanted to go like a different play here, but I don't really know if I can trust St. Louis in this. And it's not even so much as they're at bats. It's just overall, like the cycle of it, like getting through and consistently now scoring against LA. And that's been, I don't want to say a problem, because it definitely has not been a problem or concerning or anything long-term. But, you know, you do kind of find it strange here that the Dodgers are the one offering up way more Ks, that St. Louis is patient and has been patient, also drawing walks at a great rate. Clayton Kershaw, though, comes in. And I think that's the difference maker. Jack Flatts, he's cooked. Kershaw, 29.6 K rate, 5.2 walk rate. And guys are just struggling to hit against him, too, for average power. Like, that's just a struggle. So I think Clayton Kershaw is going to be out there. I think Clayton Kershaw has a chance to dominate. I think Clayton Kershaw, at the very least, has a chance to get through a lot of stuff here. We are in great shape with the little Kershaw ladder. And I don't know if you like the ladder. I don't know if you mess with the ladder, but I do. And I'm a fan. Texas first 5 on the spread. Let's not make this too cute, too confusing, too crazy here. We just want the basics, the logistics here to run simple. Texas has the better matchup. Texas has the better pitching. Texas is just the better baseball team. Colorado sucks. They do. I apologize. But Colorado is the ultimate trash. Well, no, not the ultimate. That's Oakland. Again, I was leading into it with apology, but it is the ultimate. Seabold, kick his ass. Seabold is on the mound, following a guy just getting absolutely positively shelled. Andrew Heaney on the other side of it. Okay, fine here. Andrew Heaney should be in full control of this baseball game through the first 5, through the first 2 rotations through this order for the Rockies. Colorado's away from home, all of the things that fall into line here, and it's really just Heaney is the better pitcher and then some. So let's load it up, take Heaney. That's the play, and essentially what we'll do then is take Texas first 5 on the spread. Nobody's getting out of here without a YRFI, cuz you know that. Nobody's getting out of here without a YRFI. Or maybe an NRFI. We don't know ahead of time. It's what the script tells us. It's what Adam Silver pipes in through that ridiculous fax, whatever the fuck he's got that sends us the stuff. Okay. YRFI. Why ask why on a YRFI play? There's no reason to. We've done the work. We've done the homework for you. And the biggest thing is right now, again, we're going YRFI. You don't have much consistency, right? Like, you really don't have much consistency with either one of these lineups, but you do have the probability to get hot. You do have the probability to get on the bag and make something happen. Alex Wood, not great. 21.9 K rate, 11 walk rate, not good. Not good at all. People are hitting him, hitting for average. Look, Jesus Luzardo's on the right side of it, but he's barely on the right side of it, so nah. one more time before you get out. OS Insider is the code. Come hang, come check out. Get paid back up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. All the fun stuff. That's what we're